right on roaring through 86. Here's show number 2 in 1986. Another first-round match, and team number 1 is Broadneck High School in Annapolis, Maryland, Anne Arundel County. All right. Mike Robinson. Mike?
I am a 17-year-old senior. I'm a member of the National Honor Society, the Key Club, and the Literary Magazine. I'm a Maryland Distinguished Scholar finalist, and I'd like to thank our alternates Bo Hunt, Corey Andrews, and Ryan Elwell.
Thank you, Mike. Here's the captain of the team, Craig Casey.
I'm a 17-year-old senior, a member of the National Honor Society, the Key Club, captain of the math team, and president of the local chapter of the Junior Engineering Technical Society. I'm also a Maryland Distinguished Scholar finalist, and I'd just like to thank our fans, our cheerleaders, and our faculty advisor, Mrs. Domagauer.
Boy, that is some alum lineup you got here. Here's Chris Spangler.
I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'm a member of the math team and the treasurer for the Junior Engineering Technical Society. And I'd like to thank everybody who's contributing to its academic scholarship fund.
All right, and that you have your own fund in addition to the Giant Scholarship. Excellent. And we welcome in the audience an alumnus of the team, Arian Robinbosch, now at Washington College in Chestertown, Maryland. All right, team number 1, Broadneck, take a look at the screen, and each correct answer here is worth 10 points to you. We send, it says, we'll send you 20 or 10 points, right? 10 points. 20 up, 10, that's right, 20 up, all right. How long have I been doing this show? Rearrange the letters to name what European country a northern kingdom.
Sweden.
Sweden, that's right. 20 for each correct answer. Definition. If I currently had 4 wives, I'd be drummed out of the church, of course. I'd be a polygamist. Which of these similar words best describes a woman who is married to several husbands concurrently?
Second one.
The second one is right. Polyandrous. That's exactly right. Now, missing vowels. There are 5 vowels missing from this name. Put them back. You'll have the last name of what 18th century French chemist who discovered oxygen.
Lavoisier.
That's right, Lavoisier.
Good.
2-parter, each correct answer worth 20 here. What 2 words will complete titles of works written respectively by Jack London and Harper Lee?
Fire and Mockingbird.
Exactly right. Choice. All 3 of these Latin phrases are found in the U.S. Constitution. But which one appears in Article 1, Section 3, referring to officers of the U.S. Senate?
Third one.
That's right, pro tempore. The quotation, the boyhood of the year. When Tennyson coined this phrase, he was using a metaphor for which of the seasons, when it's also said, a young man's fancy turns to thoughts of love.
Spring.
That's right. Knocked them all off, Broadneck. Perfect. 140 after their part of the round. Next contestant today, the team from Loyola in Towson, Maryland, Baltimore County, of course, Matt Wolf. Matt?
Hi, I'm Matt Wolf. I'm a 17-year-old senior, a member of the National Honor Society and a National Merit semifinalist. I'm a tennis player, and I'm a speaker and a debater, and I'd like to thank the Cougs, Craig, and Scum for coming out.
This is Saturday Night Live. It really isn't. It's academic. Here's Bill McCann. Bill.
Hi, I'm Bill McCann. I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'm a Marion Berknott Scholar and a Maryland Distinguished Scholar. I'm co-editor-in-chief of our award-winning yearbook and vice president of the National Honor Society. I'd like to thank everyone who came out to support us today, especially our headmaster, Dr. Urbancic.
All right, and here's Chuck Guido. Chuck.
Hi, I'm Chuck Guido. I'm a 14-year-old sophomore. I'm a member of the Diplomacy Club, the German Club, the Boosters Club, and the Forensics Club. I also write for the newspaper. And I'd like to thank our alternates, Monsieur Schmalley and Joe Veneration, for coming out today and sparring with us through the year.
Okay, now here's the headmaster, Dr. Donald Urbancic. Thank you very much, Dr. Urbancic, for being with us today. All right, Loyola, let's go. Let's see how you do in this round. Number 1, the anagram POCAT. Rearrange this. You'll name what Kansas City, whose Board of Education was sued in the famous Brown versus Board of Education.
Topeka.
Topeka is right. Next definition. If you engraved a self-portrait on a copper plate, then printed it by hand, which of these words would best describe your craft?
Calcography.
The first.
That's right, calcography. Next, missing vowels. The abbreviation for road, add 2 vowels. You name what woman, the first to take a road to outer space as a U.S. astronaut.
Ride.
Ride the road to outer space is right. 2-part fill-in. Mark Twain and Washington Irving would fill in the blanks with what 2 words to name their 2 Toms who respectively whitewashed a fence and met with the devil?
Tom Sawyer and Carter.
Tom Walker. So 20 out of a possible 40 choice. Of these 3 phrases of British origin, which one did not refer to journalists, but rather to the forced recruitment of sailors?
Press gangs.
That's right. Quotation, it's a gem of the first water. Henry Thoreau wasn't talking about a blue gem when he wrote these words, but about the blue water of what pond that he said the town of Concord, Massachusetts wears like a coronet.
Walden.
That's right. So 120 for Loyola. after it's part of the round. Loyola. And now we are in northeastern Baltimore County to meet the young people from Parkville. Hi. All right. Here's Alan Fleischman. Alan.
Hi, I'm Alan Fleischman. I'm a 16-year-old junior. I'm a member of the National Honor Society and of the indoor and outdoor track teams, and I had a part in the fall drama production, The Crucible. I'd like to thank our coaches, Miss Joan Mullen and Miss Janet Taylor.
All right, Alan, here is Tim Dapp. Tim?
Hi, I'm Tim Dapp. I'm a 17-year-old senior. This is my second year on this academic, and I'm a member of the golf team. And I also like to thank the cheerleaders and everybody else who came out today to support us.
George! Here's Lisa Duggan. Lisa?
Hi, I'm Lisa Duggan. I'm a 16-year-old junior. I'm a member of the French Club, the lacrosse team, and vice president of the National Honor Society. I'd like to thank our alternate, Robin Meyer, for being with us today.
All right, Lisa, and in the audience, we welcome the co-faculty advisor right behind me, Ms. Janet Taylor on the right, and there's Andy Dutcher, alumnus of the team, now at Virginia Tech. Thank you both for being with us. All right, take a look at the screen. Here's number one for you. Pain task. I hope it will not be a painful task. To rearrange this anagram to name the Muslim country that split off from India in 1947.
Pakistan.
Pakistan is right. Next, a definition of these three unusual words, which all refer to hobbies. Which one best describes a person whose hobby is riding or studying railroad trains?
First one. The first one.
That's right. Ferroequinophile. You didn't want to say it, right? Here's the missing. The letters don't make much sense, but add 4 vowels. You'll have the name of an Italian astronomer tried by the Inquisition for defending the Copernican system.
Galileo.
Galileo is right. Two-parter, each correct answer worth 20. To complete these lines from the Star-Spangled Banner and My Country 'Tis of Thee, what 2 different words are needed in the empty spaces?
Free
and
pride.
Pride is right. That's it. Choice question. Which of these 3 important items developed by American inventors was patented around 1907 by J.M. Spangler?
The vacuum cleaner?
And no relation, Chris, right? Here's the quotation question. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Shakespeare didn't ask the question in one of his plays, but in what type of poem that always contains 14 lines?
Sonnet.
That's right. Another perfect score. Parkville, 140. All right. Each year on its academic, Giant Food awards more than 100 scholarships to help deserving students continue their educations. At the end of our program this morning, 3 guests from Giant will present the scholarship awards, and here are the guests. Here are Sharon Duckworth, welcome Sharon, Rose Mrozinski, and Lori Sunderland. Thank you, ladies, for taking time from your store work. Now, the grants total $500, with the winning team school receiving $200, and each of the other schools $150. Now, we'll move on down the line, and we have the playoff matches after this first round, a bunch of matches. Then the Giant scholarships total $1,000 per game, with the winning team school receiving $400 and each of the other schools $300. Giant doesn't select the individual scholarship recipients. The schools do that, and boy, do they get something extra. I'm telling you, this is the coveted It's Academic T-shirt. See what it says? Longest running local quiz show, 15 years here, 25 years in Washington, and here are the people who bring it to you. So Happy New Year with this, a little bit late. Let's get to the score update before we go into the next round. Very close here. Broadneck in the tie for first at 140. Loyola has 120 in second place. Parkville in the tie for first, 140. Wow. And I'll just mention for you Broadneck fans, just we know it should all be one word, Broadneck, without the capital in there, Broadneck High School. Now, each correct answer in this round is worth 10, right? That's right. And 10 points off for a wrong answer. I want you to take a look at the screens, and I acknowledge the team whose light stays on as I look up from asking the question. Completely visual round. Let's take a look at number 1. Here it is. Here are sprigs of the alder buckthorn. During the Middle Ages, charcoal from this tree was combined with saltpeter to make what simple explosive Broadneck.
Gunpowder.
Gunpowder is right. Next, heated floors are a distinctive feature of the traditional houses in what Asian country that will host the '88 Summer Olympics?
South Korea.
South Korea is right. Next, here is St. Paul's Cathedral in London, destroyed in 1666, rebuilt according to the plans of what 17th century Loyola?
Sir Christopher Wren.
That's right. Next, choice. Which of the functions on the monitor is the reciprocal of the sign of X? Loyola.
The first one,
That's
cosecant
right.
X.
That's exactly right. The once proverbial message to Garcia is illustrated here as Lieutenant Andrew Rowan struggles to reach General Garcia in 1898 on what largest Caribbean island, Loyola?
Cuba.
That's right. Next, although you might not think so, this 1920 work by Henri Laurent depicts a guitar and what woodwind instrument, a single reed associated with Parkville.
Clarinet.
That's right, associated with Benny Goodman. Next, this satirical painting by Hogarth shows a side of beef carried through what French port that is just across. All right,
Calais.
Calais is right. Next, this Greek temple overlooking the Mediterranean looks peaceful now, but it had an altar dedicated to what Greek god of war?
Poseidon.
Say again? Warfare. I can't hear you.
Ares.
Ares is right. That's good. I didn't hear what they said. I got to ask them. The next is the red, white, and green on the monitor. The flag of what country whose capital is Budapest, Parkville?
Hungary.
That's right. Next, San Diego de Alcala, the oldest of the California missions. Not out there, founded by Junipero Serra. That's the end of the visual round. All right, all done. Now, hold it, ladies. Hold it, ladies, not yet. We have our eager cheerleaders. We got one more visual. I probably shouldn't say that's the end of the visual round. It really was. We have another visual round coming up, though. In this round, each correct answer is, again, worth 10, but 20 points deducted for a wrong answer. 20 points. So be doubly careful. X marks the spot. X marks the spot in this round in which you are to produce words that end with the letter X. Name people, places, or things ending with the letter X. Here is number 1, the sly animal. Who is that, Loyola?
Fox.
That's right. Next is the disease, Loyola.
Smallpox.
That's right. How about the source of linen? Who has that, Loyola?
Flax.
That's right. How about one of the Gemini, Parkville?
Pollux.
Parkville.
Pollux.
Pollux is right. Next is the river of Hades, Loyola.
Styx.
That's right. How about the capital of Arizona, Parkville?
Phoenix.
That's right. And the Queen of the Netherlands. Who is that? Beatrix. How about the Kentucky Fort, Loyola?
Knox.
That's right. The Chicago baseball team, Parkville.
White Sox.
White Sox is right. The capital of Nova Scotia, Loyola.
Halifax.
Halifax. The Democrat defeated by Harding, Loyola.
Fox.
No, it was Cox. I'm sorry, that's 20 down. Where General Lee surrendered, Parkville.
Appomattox.
That's right. The end of the category round. All right.
I think Giant cares about me. I can save on my prescriptions by substituting generics. When my doctor
I know they even test many of the generic drugs in their own laboratory.
Of items at a discount. I save on the things I need for my family every day. And we check our own blood pressure for free when we visit.
I have confidence in them. When my prescription is filled, the computer checks it against my records.
At Giant Discount Drug, we offer you the highest quality health care at the best possible price.
They really do care.
I think Giant listens. They develop programs with us.
Oh, I know that unit pricing saves me money. I compare different brands, sizes, packaging.
I've always found the health tips and recipes in Thumbs Up each month so helpful when I'm planning
You
my
know,
meal.
when I filled out the comment card, I didn't expect such a concerned response. My question was answered.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson. This is O'Donna Matthews from Giant Food. I'm calling about the comment card you recently sent
At
to us.
Giant, we care about consumers, and listening is the first step.
Thank you and welcome back. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing the faculty coaches as we give you the score update. Good close match today. The team from Broadneck in Annapolis has a score of 160. Their faculty coach, Ms. Renee Domagauer. Thank you very much, Ms. Domagauer, for being with us. The team from Loyola in Towson has the lead now at 210. Their faculty coach, Mr. Michael Cavey. Thank you very much, Mr. Cavey, for being with us. And the team from Parkville in Baltimore County, right in there at 200. Their faculty coach, Ms. Joan Mullen. Thank you very much, Ms. Mullen, for being with us today. Our teams in this round, each correct answer is again worth 20 points to you. 20 points deducted for a wrong answer, 10 for a past question. And you see the lights below the team's name? If they're on all in a row, that'll show 10 questions in a row answered correctly. Pretty smart team, good for 25 extra points. Broadneck has the turn. Loyola select. Bill, which of these?
Number 4, please.
All right, let's see where you go. Mike, Craig, and Chris. Instead of being penalized for clipping, Delilah scored heavily with the Philistines when she made a play for what strong man of biblical
Samson.
fame? That's right, or Victor Mature. Next, Ezra Cornell, who gave his name to a famous university, also devised what name for the telegraph company he helped found in 1856?
Western Union.
That's right. Now, murder, Margaret Truman writes in her latest mystery story, takes place in what bureau of the Justice Department today headed by William Webster?
Pass.
10 down, the FBI. On the monitor, which number on the monitor is the largest?
First.
The first one is right. They have been long in the habit of getting drunk, protested Congressman James Jackson, when his constituents were taxed for what beverage that named a 1794 rebellion?
Whiskey.
That's right. Now, choice: the collapse of cell protoplasm and loss of turgor due to the loss of water to external water-attracting solutions is called plasmolysis, successive osmosis, turgor pressure.
Plasmolysis.
That's right. Listen to the music. Here it comes. Call of the Wild, new song by Eric Martin, but the title of The Call of the Wild was used back in 1903 by what American novelist?
Jack London.
That's right. If the probability of an event is 5/7, what are the odds in favor of the event?
Pass.
Pass.
10 down, 5-2. Judging only from the number of years he lived, which of these American writers would have written the short, not enough days, we'll hold that for another time, Broadneck 260 after it's part of the round, 260. Loyola and Towson is next, so Parkville select Tim. Which of these?
Number 3, please.
Number 3, and here we go for Loyola. In 1851, Canada issued its first adhesive postage stamp, which was nicknamed for what hard-working, amphibious, dam-building rodent?
Beaver.
Beaver stamp is right. Uniforms for sports are made of a variety of materials, but a jockey's clothes are named silks is right. Next, at Mystic Seaport, Connecticut, you can board the Charles W. Morgan, the only surviving sail-powered example of what sort of ship that required harpooners?
Whale.
That's right on the monitor. What value of X will solve the equation?
3.
-3 is the answer, so 20 down. Today, the initials UP mean United Press, but the initials also stand for what company which made headlines building the Transcontinental Railroad in the 1860s?
Union Pacific.
That's right. Choice: farmers with surplus crops should note that by processing barley, corn husks, and other plant substances, they could make what important gasoline additive? Argentol, glycerite, ethanol.
Ethanol.
That's right. Here's the music. Listen. A new group called Marillion performs Heart of Lothian. Although the song is set in Scotland, it was recorded in a studio in what German city that includes the war-scarred Brandenburg Gate?
Pass.
Or 10 down, Berlin is the answer. Excluding 1, what is the sum of the prime factors of 33? Your answer?
Pass.
47.
The answer from the captain?
Pass, pass,
pass.
10 down. 14 is the right answer. The first full Technicolor film was not enough there. So, 270 for Loyola after it's part of the round. 270. Here's a turn for Parkville. So, Broadneck select Craig. Which of these? 1 or 2?
2.
All right, here you are. Alan, Tim, and Lisa are up here. All a quiver over arrows, William Tell would be sure to visit Sherwood Forest to trade tips with what fellow archer and free spirit, leader of the band of merry men?
Robin Hood.
That's right. The name New Delhi, India's capital, is closely related to the Hindi word for what cardiac organ of the body?
The heart.
That's right, from the Hindi Dilli. Today, one can travel by supersonic jet, but no one has built what sort of machine that names an H.G. Wells novel about traveling through history.
Time machine.
The time machine on the monitor. What's the value of the expression shown?
Pass.
10 down, 1/2 is the answer. Presidents usually claim the Oval Room as their office, but Abe Lincoln termed his office to be what head covering in which he's usually pictured?
Oh, yeah, top hat?
Hat is good enough, that's right. Choice: of the following halogens, which one is generally the most chemically reactive? Bromine, iodine, fluorine.
Fluorine.
That's right. Listen to the music, here it is. Well, it's something to fall back on, performed oddly by Todd Rundgren. Rundgren has led several bands, including Naz, Runt, and what group that names the perfect society imagined by Sir Thomas More?
Utopia.
That's right. A regular decahedron has a surface area of 90 square inches. What is the area in square inches of one face of the decahedron? Your Your answer?
We'll pass.
All right, 10 down. 9 is the answer. The Razor's Edge is a remake of a 1946 film. Not enough there, unless you want to take it. I have to give you. Let me check it. You don't want to take it, right? You do not want to take it. All right, it was Somerset Maugham is the answer on that one. So that's the end of round number 3. There it goes. Now let's see what this has done to the score. It's still very close. The team from Broadneck, in the small end there, has 260. Loyola in second at 270. Parkville the lead, 300. And guess what section I'm sitting in here? Here's the next round, and each correct answer is worth 20 points in this round, 20 points deducted for a wrong answer. Free-for-all round where the team whose light stays on has a chance to answer. The National League Cy Young Award for 1985, Parkville.
Dwight Gooden.
Dwight Gooden. Next, a congressman may mail any official correspondence free of postage charge. Frank. The franking privilege. The U.S. goes from sea to shining sea. But which of her president had a short last name that went from T to shining T? Loyola.
Taft.
That's right. Arizona claims to be our fastest growing state. But the U.S. territory with the highest percentage of population growth in the 80s is what G-initialed island? Who has that, Loyola?
Guam.
Guam.
That's right. If a woman had celebrated her 20th birthday on the day the 19th Amendment was ratified, Loyola?
1920.
She would be 19.
Your answer?
She would be born 1901.
1901, she's born, the amendment's 1920.
No, what would be the age of that same woman today? 85. The amendment ratified in 1920. 20 down. Choice. One would expect the atomic structure of silicon to be similar to that of diamond, zinc, or magnesium, Loyola.
Diamond.
That's right. The Jesse James gang robbed banks and trains, but Dayton's notorious Driggs gang engaged in what illegal printing operations? All right, Loyola.
Counterfeiting.
That's right. In July of 1945, the first nuclear test was conducted at what New Mexico?
Los Alamos.
Whose name suggests the Christian concept of God in 3 forms. Trinity Test Site is what I was going for, 20 down. Under the Banyan Tree is a bestseller today, but Longfellow has had a long time.
Chestnut.
The Village Blacksmith, who was indeed under the spreading chestnut tree, but I needed that title, 20 down. American bird watchers are familiar with the robin redbreast, but to see the rare black robin, you would have to travel to what Pacific Ocean country whose capital is Wellington? Who has that, Loyola?
New Zealand.
That's right. There are 4 cards face down on the table, 2 of which are kings. If you randomly pick 2 cards, what's the probability you'll get both kings? Anybody have that? Loyola.
1 in 16.
1 in 6. I'm sorry, 20 down. People say that Latin is a dead language. They're wrong. But a Latin school is celebrating its 350th anniversary this year in what hub city of New England? Loyola.
Boston.
That's right. 1776 is indeed a memorable date, but even science fiction fans might have trouble recalling 10,191. Parkville.
Dune.
A key date in Dune is right. Choice. Choice, now you're holding them up here. Silica makes up about 3/4 of the Earth's crust. Of the following, which is not a silicate mineral? Calcite, mica, quartz. Broadneck.
Calcite.
That's right. Today, Seattle roots for the Mariners, but the city's previous Major League Baseball club, Parkville, was the Pilots, which later went on to Milwaukee. The first U.S. president to have a pilot's license was what general who took the controls in 1953, Parkville?
Eisenhower.
That's right. Breaking in the bestseller list is the autobiography of what test pilot who first brought...
Chuck Yeager.
Yeager, Loyola is right. British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher recently signed an agreement on Northern Ireland with what Prime Minister of the Irish Republic, Loyola?
Mulroney.
Garrett Fitzgerald is the answer, so 20 down. You might get a $50 bill at a bank today, but in 1779, the Continental Congress issued money of what unusual denomination? Equal to 70% of $50. Who has that, Loyola?
35.
$35 bill is right. A stage manager might provide a horse when staging the play St. Joan. But what other animal was used as a pet in the barracks of Wimpole Street? That dog is the answer. The end of the game.
We're giant food. We're people taking pride in what we do. Bringing you the very best. Shows we care about you. It's the friendly difference with a smile, a helping hand. We've got that giant spirit. No one serves you like we can. We care about you, about quality and value too. We care about you. We care about you at Giant.
At Giant, caring about freshness is only the beginning.
Thank you very much, everybody. Boy, what a great close match this is today. Take a look at the scores now as we present the Giant checkers, who will present the awards. Thank you very much to the team from Broadneck. They have a score of 300. Here's the scholarship for $150. Lori Sunderland, salad bar clerk in the Bay Forest Shopping Center Giant in Annapolis. Thank you, Mike, Craig, and Chris. Terrific match. Look at that score, 300. And here is the score at Loyola in Towson. They have 330. It's another scholarship for $150. Sharon Duckworth from the Giant in the Ravenwood Shopping Center in Towson presenting the award. Thank you, Matt, Bill, and Chuck. Our winning team and winning score is in Northeast Baltimore County, 380 points. Parkville High School. The Giant scholarship for $200 is presented by Rose Mrozinski from the Giant at 1925 East Joppa Road, Joppa Heights, Maryland. So our winning team, Parkville, will be back later on this year to face two other first-round winners in a playoff match. Next week, let's see, well, we'll line up right there. They are Baltimore City College, Lansdowne, and Archbishop Keogh will be our teams next week. I'm Mac McGarry. Thanks very much, everybody. Now, come on up here.
It's Academic. Brought to you by Giant Food, where caring about quality and value is only the beginning.
Makes the difference. We continue to sell more Ford trucks than anyone. That's why we've ordered another 20 truckloads for our special purchase sale. Other dealers are offering interest rates of 7.9%. Bob Bell Ford is offering 6.9% financing or rebates to $1,000.
Not in your hand. See you later.
This is CBS.
Roy Rogers looks great, tastes great, and boy is it fun! Because now with every Roy Rogers Kids meal, you get new glow-in-the-dark comics just for kids. You can collect 1, 2, 3, even 4 different boxes of comics that glow in the dark.
Wow! Every kid's meal has small fries, small soft drink, and a small burger or chicken drumstick for $1.99 at participating Roy Rogers.
George the Poet, Friday at 4:30 on the Jeffersons.
Hi, I'm Mac McGarry, and today teams from Parkville, City College, and Brunswick meet in a playoff on It's Academic!
It's Academic. Brought to you by Giant Food, where caring about quality and value is only the beginning.
you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another playoff match among first-round winners on It's Academic as we head toward the Baltimore City Championship. Team number one, our first-round winner, Parkville High School in Baltimore County. First for Parkville, Alan Fleischman. Alan?
Hi, I'm Alan Fleischman. I'm a 17-year-old junior. I'm a member of the drama club, the track team, and the National Honor Society. And I'd like to thank the cheerleaders for taking the time to come out here at the last minute to support us.
All right. Thank you very much, Alan. Tim Dapp. Tim?
Hi, I'm Tim Dapp. I'm a 17-year-old senior. This is my second year on It's Academic, and I'm a member of the golf team. Golf team! Yeah, And I'd like to thank everybody who came out today to cheer us on, and also happy 18th birthday, Chris Nowski. Yeah.
All right. Happy birthday, Chris. Here's Robin Myers. Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin Myers. I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'm a morning announcer, a member of the National Honor Society, and a Maryland Distinguished Scholar semifinalist. I'd like to thank our faculty advisors, Mrs. Taylor and Miss Mullen, and our alternate, Lisa Duggan, for being here with us today.
Do you know where you'll go to school next year, Robin? Have you got your plans made?
Western Maryland College.
All right. And we do indeed welcome in the audience the co-coach of the team, Ms. Joan Mullen. Thank you so much, Ms. Mullen, for being with us today. All right, Parkville, take a look at your screen. Each correct answer in this round is worth 20 points to you. Here's number one, rested ox. Suggests an animal, but you can rearrange the letters to name what form of sugar, whose chemical formula is C6H12O6. It is sometimes called grape sugar. Your answer?
Dextrose.
That's right, dextrose. That's it. Here's paste. Add a letter. To change this word from one naming gluey stuff into one naming colors in soft, pale shades, you add what one letter?
L for pastel.
That's right, pastel. Now, a single answer. What's the name of the long 2,000-mile hiking trail that extends from this mountain in Maine to this mountain in Georgia?
Appalachian.
That's right. And next, two-part fill-in. By filling in the blanks, you name what two very different invaders. One, the Spanish conquistador, whose invasion of Mexico succeeded. The other, an ancient Persian king, whose invasion of Greece ended in failure at the Battle of Salamis.
Okay, the first one's Cortez.
And?
The second one, Xerxes.
That's right. You got them both. Good for 40 points. Now, here's a choice for you. Spiro Agnew had to resign the vice presidency, but which of these was the vice president who later took up arms against the U.S. as a Confederate general?
The second one.
Breckinridge is right. He was the VP under Buchanan. You're right. Now, here's the quotation. The blank is too much with us. Missing from this line of poetry by William Wordsworth is what word that names the place Woodrow Wilson wanted to make safe for democracy?
The world.
That's right. So you have them all. Parkville 140. Now let's meet the young people from Baltimore City College. City College on the Alameda in Baltimore. First, here's Dennis Thomas. Dennis?
Hello. I'm a 17-year-old senior and a member of the National Honor Society. I'll be attending either Brown, Yale, or Harvard universities in the fall. I'd like to thank our alternates, Tom Keck, Deborah Holtzman, Stephen White, let's see, Patrick Sears, Eric Turner, Jonathan Herstein, and my good friend Martin Sullivan.
Man, that is some big team. And congratulations to you, Dennis, on having that choice of colleges. Very good. Brian Powell. Brian?
Hello. I'm a 17-year-old senior. I will be attending Franklin Marshall College in the fall, and I'd like to thank our principal and all our fans for coming to support us today.
All right, Brian. And Joseph McKay.
I'm a 17-year-old senior, and I'll be attending University of Maryland School of Engineering in the fall, and I'd like to thank our faculty advisor, Ms. Carr.
And we do indeed welcome in the audience the principal of City College, Dr. Solomon Lausch. Thank you very much, Dr. Lausch, for being with us today. All right, City College, take a look at the screen. Here's number one for you, pet tick. A tick doesn't make a very good pet, so you ought to rearrange this to identify what Civil War general whose name was given to the slaughter?
Pickett.
Pickett's charge is right. And next, to transform this legwear into a wooden frame for public punishment in colonial America, what one letter will you insert?
T.
T for stocks is right. Now, single answer among these. These are all very deeps. In what ocean whose name means peaceful?
Pacific.
That's right. Next, two-parter. Fill in the blanks to identify the two U.S. presidents who came to office, respectively, on the deaths of James Garfield and Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Arthur and Truman.
Right. Picked up a fast 40. A choice now. Under pressure from reform-minded congressmen, President Taft established which of these cabinet departments before he left office in 1913?
First one?
That's right, labor, absolutely right. And here's the quotation. He deserves blank, who makes his companions laugh. To complete this quote from Muhammad, you need what word naming the Eden-like spot that is lost in the title of a poem by Milton?
Paradise.
That's right, so another perfect score, 140 for City College. And these are the top teams, all right, in the playoff round. Next, another first-round winner. Here's the team from Brunswick High School in Frederick County, Maryland. First Corps Brunswick, Josette Botipka.
Hi, I'm a 17-year-old senior, and I'd like to thank our advisor, Chuck Thomas.
All right, and here's the third member of the 3 J's, Jim Moeller. Jim.
Hi, I'm a 17-year-old senior. I play trombone in the band and jazz ensemble, and I'd like to thank Mr. Walker and the band for coming out to support us today.
All right, Jim. And Jay Brandenburg.
Hi, I'm a 17-year-old senior, and I'd like to thank our alternates, Amy Whitney and Ryan Grimes, for coming down today.
And the band is indeed here, directed by Mr. Jerry Walker. Thank you very much, Jerry, for being with us today from Brunswick. All right, team, here's number 1 for you in this round, Brunswick Zincite. This is a mineral ore of zinc oxide, but you can also rearrange the letters to name what sort of person who has full legal rights and responsibilities in the country where he was born or naturalized.
Citizen.
That's right. Add a letter. What one letter placed before this first name, Ruth, will give you the last name of the abolitionist sojourner who has recently been honored on a 22-cent stamp.
T for truth.
That's right, Sojourner Truth. Single answer. Bayan Bonnie Banks and Bayan Bonnie Breeze. You'll find that both of these are what kind of bodies of water in Scotland?
Loch.
That's right, Loch or Lake. Two-parter. What 2 last names made here will identify World War I's General Billy, the aviation pioneer, and General George, who was Chief of Staff of all American military forces in World War II?
Mitchell and Marshall.
That's right, another fast 40 there. Choice. As Kansas bled over the slavery issue in 1855, large numbers of Missourians rode into that state. Louder?
Border ruffians.
Border ruffian, exactly right. Quotation, the blank is down. To complete this line from Shakespeare's Macbeth, a line that John Steinbeck used to title a novel, you should add the name of what celestial body whose gravity is 1/6 that of the Earth?
Moon.
The moon is down. So another perfect score, and perfect all the way around in round number 1. Each year on its academic, Giant Food awards more than 100 scholarships to help deserving students continue their educations. At the end of our program today, 3 guests from Giant will present the scholarship awards. And here are the guests. Say hello to Melody Mooney. Welcome, Melody. In the center is Davin Campbell. And here is Stephanie Brown. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for taking time from your store work. In our first round matches, the Giant scholarships total $500 per game, with the winning team school receiving $200 and each of the other schools $150. Now, we are in the playoff round on its academics, so each Giant scholarship total per game is $1,000. The winning team school receives $400 and each of the other schools receives $300. Giant doesn't select the individual scholarship recipients. The schools do that. And now, before we get back to the game, here's the score update from the last round. Well, it's a perfect score all the way around. Parkville 140, City College 140, Brunswick 140. All right. All right, now we go into the next round, which is a completely visual round. Each correct answer in this round is worth 10 points to the team. However, 10 points are deducted for a wrong answer. And I acknowledge the team whose light stays on as I look up from asking the question. Let's take a look at the screen together. Here's number 1. Although it has a narrow beak, this bird is actually in what family of seabirds noted for having pouches under their bills? Brunswick?
Pelican.
That's right. Next, this poster promoting infant care was issued by the World Health Organization, an agency of what international body whose headquarters are, all right,
United Nations.
United Nations is right. Next, though this scene might reflect Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains, it actually is a picture of what darkly named forest located in southern Germany, Parkville.
The Black Forest.
That's right. And next, evaluate the expression. Give us the answer. Parkville.
5.4.
That's right. Next, this 12th century carving from a French cathedral is said to depict what biblical queen who made a state visit to Solomon? Who has that? Anybody? That was Susan Hayward, I thought. No, it was actually the Queen of Sheba, I think. The biggest steam locomotive ever built, this big boy mallet, was designed for what transcontinental railway line? Brunswick. Your answer? Your answer?
Union Pacific.
That's right, or Central Pacific. Promontory Point, Utah in 1869. Either one of those would have been okay. Sam Langley made the world's first flight in a powered aircraft in 1896, the year that saw the first election of what U.S. president? Brunswick.
McKinley.
That's right. And next, this aerial view shows the Mississippi River as it twists and turns through what northern state nicknamed the land of 10,000 Brunswick?
Minnesota.
Minnesota is right. Next, although this Hungarian stamp shows a locomotive powered by coal, Hungary's chief mineral export is what ore from which aluminum is extracted, Brunswick?
Bauxite.
That's right. And next, the variety of chestnut trees shown. Not enough there. And that's the end of the visual round. Very good going. Keep it going in the very fast category round. Again, we have direct competition with 10 up for a right answer, but now 20 points deducted for a wrong answer, so be careful. Hats are now staging a big fashion comeback, they say, and not to be left behind, we have a round devoted to hats. Please identify the following persons and things associated with hats. Here's number 1. Stuck a feather in there. City College.
Yankee Doodle.
Yankee Doodle is right. Number 2, Alice, Brunswick. Your answer? Your answer?
Mad Hatter.
That's right. Next, metallic nickname for military officers. Who has that one? Brunswick. Quickly now.
Top hat.
No, brass hat, so that's 20 down. Next, Dr. Seuss character. City College.
Cat.
Say again?
Cat in a hat.
I needed Bartholomew Cubbins specifically on this one, so 20 down. Next, hats worn by special forces in the Vietnam War. City College. Green Beret is right. Next, the 1928 unsuccessful presidential candidate, Parkville.
Smith.
Al Smith is right. And next, the poem with Ma in her kerchief and I in my cap. City College.
It was the night before Christmas.
Night before Christmas is right. Next, U.S. President wore a Homburg to his inauguration, Parkville.
Eisenhower.
That's right. Next, Mexican hat means shade, Parkville. That's right. And that's the end of the category round. All over.
I think Giant cares about me. I can save on my prescriptions by substituting generics. When my doctor
I know they even test many of the generic drugs in their own laboratory.
Of items at a discount. I save on the things I need for my family every day. And we check our own blood pressure for free when we visit.
I have confidence in them. When my prescription is filled, the computer checks it against my records.
At Giant Discount Drug, we offer you the highest quality health care at the best possible price.
They really do care.
I think Giant listens. They develop programs with us.
Oh, I know that unit pricing saves me money. I compare different brands, sizes, packaging.
I've always found the health tips and recipes in Thumbs Up each month so helpful when I'm planning
You
my
know,
meal.
when I filled out the comment card, I didn't expect such a concerned response. My question was answered.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson. This is O'Donna Matthews from Giant Food. I'm calling about the comment card you recently sent
At
to us.
Giant, we care about consumers, and listening is the first step.
Thank you very much, ladies. Welcome back. Now I have the pleasure not only of giving you the score, but introducing the faculty coaches for the teams. The team from Parkville in Baltimore County has the lead now at 190. Their faculty coach, Ms. Janet Taylor. Thank you very much, Ms. Taylor, for being with us today. And the team from Baltimore City College is very much in this game at 160. Their faculty coach, Ms. Clementine Carr. Welcome, Ms. Carr. The team from Brunswick in Frederick County is in second place now at 180. Their faculty coach, Mr. Charles Thomas. Welcome again, Charles. And now, teams, we move along to the third round, where each correct answer is again worth 20 points to you. 20 points deducted for a wrong answer, and now 10 for a past question. See the lights below the team's names? Well, if they're on in a row like that, that will show. 10 questions in a row answered correctly, good for 25 extra points. Parkville's turn. City College select. Brian, which of these?
4.
4. All right, let's see where you go with this. Alan, Tim, and Robin. Number 1, despite the growth of microfilm and computer disks, it's estimated that more than 90% of the world's information is still stored on what substance made from pulped wood or rags?
Paper.
That's right. Long before General Sherman went marching through Georgia, he first saw combat against the Seminole Indians in what state that borders Georgia?
Florida.
That's right. In 1874, the Sertão region of Brazil erupted in a bloody revolt to protest the government's imposition of what system of measurement that's now standard for much of the world?
Metric.
That's right. On the monitor, simplify the expression. There it is. Your answer?
Okay, 10 to the second.
No, 10 to the 5th, or 100,000, so 20 down. Asked to illustrate the 7 deadly sins, you might draw a pig for gluttony, and what plumed bird sacred to the goddess Juno to illustrate pride?
Peacock.
That's right. Next choice. Which of the following scientists, using alpha particles and gold leaf, showed that an atom is mostly space but does contain a dense nucleus? Rutherford, Thomson, Lawrence.
The first one, Rutherford.
That's right. Now listen to the music. Here it is. During the day, we're hearing Bonsoir, a description of evening by what French composer of Impressionist music who described moonlight in his work Clair de Lune?
Debussy.
That's right, good old Claude. If 8 to 10 baskets of peaches fill 1 bushel, what is the minimum number of baskets that fill 4? There's more to that. You don't have to take it. There's more to that. All right, the answer is 32 baskets on that one. So Parkville has 290 after its part of it. 290. All right, now let's give the turn to City College and Brunswick. You select. Jim, which of these?
3, please.
All right, here you go. It's Dennis, Brian, and Joseph with their shot in this round. Should Phoebus Apollo want to see a pro football game, he might watch what Miami team named for the creature. Dolphin is right, of course. Now, although we think of it as a beverage, what product from the Orient was originally used as a relish in the American colonies? That is, when it wasn't being thrown overboard.
Tea.
Can you believe that? It's true. The flag of Rhode Island features a single anchor, but there are 2 anchors on the flag of what cabinet department, today headed by James Baker?
Treasury.
That's right. On the monitor, what's the slope of the line shown?
2/3.
That's right. In ancient Rome, the sign cave canem, or cave canem, meant beware of the dog, but who is warned to beware in the common Latin phrase caveat emptor?
Pass.
All right, 10 down. Buyer beware. Choice of the following energy converters, which one is the most efficient? Because it can transform into work more than 90% of the energy that reaches it. The steam engine, electrical motor, gasoline engine.
Electrical motor.
That's right. Listen to the music. Here it is. German composer Richard Wagner might not have been pleased by this 4-minute brass band version of what 4-opera cycle named for a piece of jewelry. The ring is right, yes. What is the ratio in lowest terms of cashew nuts to peanuts in a mixture which contains 3 pounds of cashew nuts and 3 ounces of peanuts?
Pass.
10 down, 16 to 1. All right, and that's the end of your part of the round. City College. Now it's a turn for Brunswick and Frederick County. So Parkville select. Tim, which of these up here, Tim?
Number 2,
All
please.
right, here we go with the J's, Josette, Jim, and Jay. A Spanish town called Ronda can boast Spain's oldest example of what type of round stadium that is the setting for what gory national sport of Spain?
Bullfighting.
That's right. Mark Twain and Harriet Beecher Stowe were not close in temperament or writing style, but they were next-door neighbors in what Connecticut city, the state capital?
Hartford.
That's right. According to Greek myth, Morpheus was the god of what dreamy state of being described by Keats as the soft embalmer of the
Sleep.
Sleep is right. On the monitor, what's the value of X in the equation?
2.
That's right. Everyone is into muscle building today, but in the 1930s, the U.S. was into building a power plant at Muscle Shoals as part of what project?
TVA.
That's right, Tennessee Valley Authority. Choice. When an object with twice the density of water is placed in water, it will float with half its volume above water, sink to the bottom, but seem to lose half its weight.
Sink to the bottom.
Sink to the bottom is right. Now, listen to the music. Here it is. Although Sousa was called the March King, this combination march was the work of what American ragtime composer, better known for such tunes as The Entertainer and
Joplin.
Scott Joplin is right. A jacket marked down to $50 is on sale at a 33 1/3% discount. What was the original price?
$75.
That's right. The fictional Anthony Adverse might give advice on facing adversity to what Melville title character, a young sailor hanged by Captain Veer for killing Mr. Claggart. Billy Budd is right. He had 9 out of 10, Brunswick. Very good going. The end of round number 3. All right, let's check the score before we go into the grab bag free-for-all. The team from Parkville in Baltimore County in second now at 290. City College, as I say, very much in there at 260. Now the lead is held by Brunswick and Frederick County, 360. Grab bag free-for-all round, jump ball round. 20 points up for a right answer, but 20 off for a wrong answer. Number 1, Canadian Prime Minister Mulroney recently reached an agreement with President Reagan on a cleanup project for what's so-called rain at City College. Acid rain. Next, if when he retires, Tip O'Neill should decide to travel, he might find a warm welcome in Tipperary, in what island country of his ancestors? Who has that? Parkville.
Ireland.
Ireland, of course. Next, today the panda is a bestseller in toy stores, but in the early 1900s, toy stores probably stocked what other bear? Brunswick.
Teddy bear.
Teddy bear for Theodore Roosevelt. Now, what's the largest prime factor of 77? What is that? Parkville?
11.
That's right. Next, you would initial the book Das Kapital with the initials DK, but use an MK. Brunswick. Louder.
Mein Kampf.
That's right, Mein Kampf, Hitler's work. Cuba may have a hostile political climate today, but her natural climate still earns her the nickname of what lustrous gem of the Antilles. What do they call her? Pearl of the Antilles. Now, if you wrote an essay on the operatic works of the 3 Bs, Bach, Beethoven, and Brahms, your research would be limited to Fidelio, the only opera written by which of the 3? Was that? Beethoven wrote Fidelio. Now, choice. A substance which absorbs moisture from the air is called hygroscopic, efflorescent, effervescent. Anybody have that one? Hygroscopic, the answer. Now, William Caxton, England's first printer, originally learned his art in Bruges, a city located in what Benelux country? City College.
Belgium.
Belgium is right. And now, what variety of apple has the same biblical name as the eldest son of King Saul? Parkville.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Apple is right. Next. 1986 marks the 100th anniversary of what Chicago riot, whose name suggests, all right, I don't see any light. Whose light is on?
Haymarket.
Which team? City College, go ahead.
Haymarket.
Haymarket, right, is right. A parent divides $20,000 among 3 children in the ratio of 1 to 2 to 2. What is the least amount any child will get, Parkville?
$5,000.
$4,000, so 20 down. A murderer named Robert Nixon, executed in 1938, inspired the character Bigger Thomas in the novel Native Son by our City College.
Richard Wright.
By Richard Wright is right. While a sailor would know all about flying bridges, what flying arches is at City College?
Yes.
City College.
Flying buttress.
Buttress is right. Now, choice. If you have studied genetics in school, you might recall that a normal person has what number of tiny thread-like Brunswick? 23. Your answer?
23.
46 chromosomes, so 20 down, 20, well, wait a minute, there's 23 pairs is right, so you accepting that? No. Apparently that's what it says, so they're accepting 23 pairs. Next, in Switzerland, the letter L initials Lake Le Mans, as well as the name of what Swiss city? Brunswick.
Geneva.
Lucerne, so 20 down there. Students who memorize U.S. presidents by number have an easy time with number 10 because he's Brunswick.
John Tyler.
That's right, T and 10 and Tyler. Good. A new novel by Moisier Scliar places in the garden what mythical creature that's half man, half horse? Parkville.
Centaur.
Centaur is right. Although the Emancipation Proclamation was issued in 1862, it wasn't until after Lincoln's death that what constitutional amendment outlawing slavery? City College. 13th Amendment. That's the end of the game. It's all over. All right.
We're Giant Food. We're people taking pride in what we do. Bringing you the very best. Shows we care about you. It's the friendly difference with a smile, a helping hand. We've got that giant spirit, no one serves you like we can. We care about you, about quality and value too. We care about you, at Giant.
At Giant, caring about freshness is only the beginning.
Welcome back. Let me just clear up that one answer. Thread-like chromosomes in most body cells. We were accepting 46 or 23 pairs, so that's why we accepted the answer from Brunswick. Now I have the pleasure of introducing the Giant staff members who will present today's scholarship awards. Thanks very much to the young people from Parkville in Baltimore County. They have put up 350 points in this great game. Here's a scholarship for $300. Davin Campbell, courtesy clerk at the Giant, the Belvedere Shopping Center in Baltimore. Thank you, Alan, Tim, and Robin, for being with us. And excellent team from Baltimore City College. As you could see, they have 380 points. Here's another scholarship for $300. Stephanie Brown is a cashier at the Giant in the Rotunda in Baltimore. And thank you very much, Dennis, Brian, and Joseph. And you're already on your way to a great college careers. I can see that. And here's our winning team and winning score in Frederick County. 420 points. Brunswick High School is the winner today. And the Giant scholarship for $400 presented by Melody Mooney. Melody is a retail trainee in the Wild Lake Village Shopping Center in Columbia, Maryland. So, Josette, Jim, and Jay keep right on going into the next round, the semifinal round. Next week, we will have another playoff match among these teams. Well, there they are, Baltimore Polytech, Milford Mill, and Middletown. I'm Mac McGarry. Thanks very much, everybody. And now, come on up here.
It's Academic. Brought to you by Giant Food, where caring about quality and value is only the beginning.